I also have with me on the broadcast Mr. Surinder Singh Lali joining us as well. Mr. Lali, of course, I begin by asking you, sir, how do you remember Ratan Tata today?
Thank you, Devika. And I think enough has been said, and I probably run out of adjectives after Sonalji and Dr. Bhattacharya said, but I was fortunate to have him influence my life through my father directly because after partition, when we came, we were the dealer for Tata gearboxes in North India. And we were one of the biggest dealers. So my father would often meet him at the dealers' conferences. And, back then my father would come and tell me, I'm talking about early 80s and late 70s, that how humble he was. I mean, he would come and connect with each one of the dealers. We were six of us who would go from New Delhi to Tata Nagar. And he would actually have one-on-one conversations with each one of the dealers. And my father still had a picture in his office with Ratan Tata, and of course back then both of them were wearing these shirts, floral shirts with big collars. But such was the influence, because when my father would come back home and he would tell us, how that's when the hospital was also coming up, and how he touched so many lives purely by the level of humility that he tended to practice. And then life turns around. And then in 2017, I take my daughters for a Justin Bieber concert to Mumbai in 2017. So I was staying at the Taj. And 1 a.m., a white Honda pulls up into the driveway. Back then, that car was 8 years old. It had no VIP number. Mr. Tata himself was driving the car. There was no GM on protocol to walk him into the hotel. There was no security. I mean, I was in fact a bit concerned that, that a gentleman with such high influence and global value ought not to be traveling like this. And by that time, he had developed a back problem, so he couldn't really get his back straight. So I was more than being obsessed and overwhelmed. I was concerned that I hope, the negative elements in our country don't make him a target, because he is too big to be playing too humble. So that's the level of humility. And of course, we had a mild conversation with him, and I told him about my father, and my kids were thoroughly impressed. So obviously, while Mr. Tata, he's left his body now, but me and my children, as you said in the beginning of the program, what can the youth learn? The youth can learn how to be humble, how to be connected to the ground, because today's day and age, Instagram and all the branding and consumerism, on a note of levity, I met Ratan Tata at a Justin Bieber concert where he wasn't there, and the last time Justin Bieber came was to attend a concert of one of the new industrialist towns. So that got to give you an idea of the two paradoxes and the extremes that Ratan Tata defined while he was on his journey on planet Earth.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.